Obviously the outcome of last Saturday wasn't what we wanted, but we did get an opportunity to evaluate some players. Got a couple quarterbacks in the game, and we'll continue to do that this week and evaluate guys and hopefully get a jump on one, recruiting, see where we need to go in recruiting, two, to evaluate where these guys fit on our football team for the future. There's some good things defensively. I thought we did a good job for the most part. Gave up a couple plays in the run game, but I thought we did some good things to stop and run. I think we kept them below 4.0 per rush, which is good for us right now. We were good on third downs on defense. I thought we ran the ball on offense better than we probably thought we could. With their size up front. Last week at Troy, so there were some good things. We didn't, the two quarterbacks, it's kind of a mixed bag. We'll give them an opportunity to see if we get better this week. And again, I think we're gonna probably go and recruit really, really hard to see if we can find somebody that can lead this football team at that position. Open it up for questions.
Coach, it is senior day, of course, on Saturday. Completely understand how you want the young guys to get the reps. Will there be kind of a lean towards getting some of the seniors out there? Tyler Jones comes to mind.
Well, here's where I look at it, Bill, and I have this deal in my mind. I talk about human element, and in a program, you got to take the human element out of building a program. When you take the human element out, you don't get all that. The personal stuff doesn't come into play. It's how am I going to get this football team better? I do want to help and honor the guys that have been here, but I want to make sure that we're moving forward with our program also. So we're still in the process of deciding what we're going to do Saturday with the senior deal. I want to be able to play those guys, but I also want our program to move forward, and I want to play the guys who are going to help us do that for the years to come. We'll practice today and then kind of make that determination after tomorrow who will be the starter.
What have you seen from Arkansas State?
Team that offensively has gotten better from the start of the year, obviously, where they struggled in the first four. Anytime you break in a new quarterback, that's what happens in a program. They've got a very talented running back, good offensive line. They are obviously gotten better offensively throughout the season. I think defensively they've been pretty good all year long. Not real complicated on defense. Do what they do. Two dynamic pass rushers on the edges, good linebacking core, good up front. So and good in the special teams aspect of their team. So it'll be a big challenge. They're obviously in the mix for trying to win a piece of the conference title. So I'm sure they'll come in here after losing last week, which you look at the numbers, they shouldn't have lost the game. They gained 521 yards of offense and gave up less than 300, and you wonder how they lost the game. So I'm sure they're a little bit disappointed in how they played last week, and they'll want to come and try to at least give themselves a chance for a conference championship. So it'll be a big challenge for us. Really good football team. Mm-hmm. I'll give you one guy that if I had to have back on our team, maybe two guys that I had to have back on the team, Javante O'Roy and Damani Alexi. I'd love to have those two guys back here, to help us build it on for the future. You're talking about two guys that probably have bought in as much as any seniors on our team. Are they? Will we out-recruit them? Yes. No question. Talent-wise, yes. But heart, toughness, all the things that we look at, those two guys have probably given us more than any other seniors on our team.
Back before the Georgia State game, the probably wasn't fair because you hadn't seen it up close and personal and down of Sun Belt football. You know, compared to what your thoughts were before we started our Sun Belt Conference schedule to now, what are your thoughts on the league football-wise?
It's a good league. It's I think a league that from year to year that, you know, a team that things fall into place, you can win it. I think any team can win this league. I really do. I think you got to stay healthy. You got to, you know, your talent level has to be, you know, in the right spots. You got to have a quarterback in this league to win, and you got to play really good defense in this league to win. I really believe that, and those are the things that we look at is where do we have to improve. You know, you got to be good up front in both offensive defensive lines. I don't know if you have to be great up front, but you need to have good players on both the offensive defensive line. You need to be good on defense, and you need to have a quarterback. And that's kind of where our attention has been in recruiting, is making sure those areas are top-notch as best we can as we move forward.
Presently, now that are returning, can you say, I can build my team around a player like this?
Well, if Aaron Brewer continues to grow the way he's going, I think we got a chance to build some things in the offensive line around Aaron Brewer. Dean Taylor continues to grow and mature. I think we got a chance to build around Dean Taylor. Brian London, you know, obviously has played well for us. If we got, you know, if he does well and continues to grow, we got a chance to build around him. I think you look at those three guys, and they can give you kind of a, you know, some pillars in your program.
I know you haven't come as a coach, but what's been the good, the bad, and the ugly up to this point for this program for you?
Well, the good is, I mean, it's a great university and it's in a great location. You ought to be able to recruit here, and if done right, you ought to be able to recruit here, and there ought to be a program that's doing this all the time. The bad is I wonder why it hadn't. You know, and I'd still every day sit down and think about why hadn't this program been there? Because every coach in this league talks about this program. Every coach that I talk to goes, they don't know why. And so how do we get that, you know, where it is that way? And that's my job. You know, it's my job and a lot of other people's jobs, but it's my job as far as the football program. Those are the things that I look at. You know, you have to go through. I was up. I went and did a function yesterday, a roundtable kind of a deal on campus with student government yesterday, and I passed by on my way to LBJ. There's this big crater, big hole in the ground over by Comanche, and I think about that's our football program right now. That hole in the ground over there, and everybody's going, "What's going to be built in that hole in the ground over there?" It's got like stuff around it you can't really see in it and all that stuff. And I keep thinking, that's our football program. Somebody went in there and blew it up, cleaned it out. It's nasty and ugly right now. But it's going to be I don't know what that building's going to be over there. A dorm probably, a nice dorm or something over there. But it's going to be something nice, and it's going to take some time to build it. And I keep thinking, that's our football program. Every time I pass by that hole over there, I go, that's our football program right now. That's what I think about. So, again, that's me being positive for the future of our football program.
You got another block, last week block kick, 7 over the year. How big is it that your team is finding special teams, something that's kind of forgotten on a lot of teams?
You know, I don't think special teams is forgotten on any team. I think you get what you emphasize. And we spend an awful lot of time on special teams, and it's got to be one of the foundations of our football program. You don't win championships unless you have good special teams. I've never been around a championship team that wasn't good on special teams. And those guys that make up your core, we talk about a core special teams group of about 15, you know, most teams 15, 18 guys. Those guys have to be the cornerstone of your football team, and whether they're starters, backups, whatever they do, those are the guys that go out and work every day, and they make up, you know, what we call our big four special teams, but they also are big members of your football team, and that's where you start. That's One of the positives about this season is we feel like we've developed a little bit of a core. Not enough guys yet, but a little bit of a core special teams guys that we want to be able to take in the future and grow. And hopefully those guys become leaders on your football team. They set the culture of your football team.